Welcome to the program. I'm your host, Neal Howard, here on Health Professional Radio for this Health Supplier segment. Thank you so much for joining us. Our guest today is Mr. Greg Sancoff. He's CEO and founder of Live Pure. Now, Live Pure is a designer and manufacturer of products that help customers assess the quality, health, and safety of their indoor environments. Thank you so much for joining us here on Health Professional Radio, Mr. Sancoff.
Thank you for having me today.
Well, give us a bit of background about yourself and then talk about Live Pure.
Well, I'm an entrepreneur. I started off starting medical device companies down in San Diego on the West Coast and founded several medical device companies, both in drug delivery, vital signs, and surgery. And I like applying my innovation to industries that I feel needed. And that kind of drove me to looking at the environmental industry of people's homes and offices. People today spend 90% of their time indoors. They're breathing indoor air 90% of the time. Indoor air typically has 100 times more pollutants than outdoor air. So it is a serious problem. It's one of the biggest causes of respiratory disease. 50% of all asthma and respiratory disease is caused by air quality.
So getting out of the house and getting some fresh air isn't it's not just an adage. It's your house is basically air filthy.
It is. It is. And that's due to the construction technologies they've used over many, many years. Houses have become so weather-tight and sealed with triple-pane windows, sealants on the outside of the buildings, door seals that are excellent. People forgot about fresh air inlets into homes. And that's one of the biggest things that's changed in the building codes in America in the last 15 years is the requirement you have to allow fresh air to enter that home. But it's an expensive endeavor because that air needs to be heated in the wintertime also. So this has caused a problem where people are breathing stagnant air filled with pollutants inside their home.
Are physicians becoming more concerned with folks' environments at home above and beyond the broken leg that you received?
Absolutely, especially if you have respiratory disease. One of the first things they'll ask you is about your home. But today, there's no way for a physician to do a house call of your home environmentally that the doctor can talk to the patient, can ask the patient questions, but there's no way the doctor knows exactly what drugs to be prescribing without knowing exactly what the contaminants are. But today, there's no product that the doctor can send home with the patient to do a very high precision test of the air quality, looking for hundreds of different types of particulates in the air, and use that information to prescribe and understand the condition of the patient for drugs and therapy in the future.
So how is Live Pure changing that?
Well, we have a product just for the healthcare industry. It's called Yogi House Call, and that's based on our technology. It's a very small instrument. Plug it into the wall. Very easy to put different traps into it. Each trap is looking for different types of materials that are in the air. And also, we do VOC, volatile chemicals, that could be in the air, and formaldehyde that comes out of carpets and flooring. So we're looking at everything possible that's in the air of that home, and when that doctor gets the report of the patient's home, he has a very analytical report that he can study, and he's going to know exactly what the situation is inside that home, which he never could do before.
Well, in addition to the air, I mean, the next thing that everybody has access to in the home is water. Is there any way to test the water at the same time you're testing the air in your home?
Absolutely. Our test kit tests for mold, allergen, radon, lead, asbestos, VOCs, formaldehyde, and water contaminants. We also include water vials that the user would fill with tap water to specific instructions and send those back to us, and that water is also analyzed. So you get a complete picture of the inside of your home.
How concentrated can the air and water be in order to get accurate levels, or in order to know what to prescribe for a person who's presenting with certain types of allergies? I mean, what about this past hurricane season? People are still digging out of homes. What about some hard-hit areas where there may be so much contamination? Is your test overwhelmed by that?
Not at all. I mean, you can overwhelm any test by being in a horrendously dirty environment where you're collecting so much material inside of the sample. It's very difficult to read. You can do that, but it's very, very unusual. That would be walking into a home that had already been partially burnt, and there's soot and so much particulate in that house still at that time that's hard to find out exactly what it is. But for normal situations, in fact, if you look at what's going on right now in the fires in California, what's going on is those smoke, that smoke contains chemicals from burning rubber in homes, fiberglass, plastic, different sealers, asbestos, just every type of synthetic material you can imagine is being burnt and put into the air. Now, the homes are destroyed, and there's nothing you can do about that situation. But just think about the thousands and thousands of homes that weren't destroyed, but were in the path of that smoke. And that house now has smoke damage. That house has got to be remediated and cleaned. You can't just demo a house with smoke damage. That remediation, you don't really know what you get with that remediation unless you're testing immediately and after the remediation to find out what the comparison was. Did you actually clean up all the contaminants inside that home?
Are these test units only available for environmental workers or healthcare providers? Who can access this product?
We have three versions of this product. We have a version of this product called Yogi Go. That comes in a hard case. It's designed specifically for home inspectors, which is 18,000 home inspectors in the United States. And it's designed for commercial remediation companies like Surf Pro and ServiceMaster. So that is a distinctive product, very simple to use. We also have Yogi, which we sell as a retail product, which has very special instructions, very easy to follow, color-coordinated samples. You push the same color button as a sample. That product is sold retail to any consumer that's interested in testing their home. So if a parent has a child that keeps on getting allergies frequently, can't understand why, they can go online and order our product, and within 7 days, online, have complete analysis of the inside of their home.
And what is that website?
LivePureInc.com.
LivePureInc.com. And we'd find all of the information on all three of the versions of Yogi?
Yes, you can. And we also sell a la carte. So if someone just wants to do a radon test, you can do a radon test. If you're just interested in doing VOCs, you can do VOCs. But we believe that most of the customers that we're dealing with and talking to today are interested in doing complete tests of the home, either buying a home, or selling a home, or just restored their home. They're interested to know what's inside that home. People today care so much about what they eat and drink, the quality of their lives, what they put on their bodies for clothes, staying away from synthetic materials. And then if you look at the other side of it, and they're spending 90% of their time in indoor environments, what's that air quality look like?
Absolutely.
And we've all heard of people getting sick at work, and it's the air coming out of the vents. Well, when that starts happening, and you're an employer, and you have employees that say they're getting sick, you usually have to spend many, many thousands of dollars analyzing what's going on.
Absolutely.
But now you can just order our product, have it delivered. Within 7 days, you're going to have your answers.
Thank you so much for joining us here on the program today. CEO and founder of Live Pure. And once again, it's the website where our listeners can go and learn more.
It's LivePureInc.com.
Great.
LivePure Inc.com.
It's been a pleasure, man. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you. Take care.
You've been listening to Health Professional Radio. I'm your host, Neal Howard. Transcripts and audio of the program are available at hpr.fm, and be sure and visit our affiliates page when you visit our platform at healthprofessionalradio.com.au.